I said, I'm doing this for you. This is for you because you have no voice. And you want people built different. I don't want my kids to fit a mold. I don't want my kids to comply. If they see something wrong, I want them to speak up. And that's why I spoke up against Kroger's vaccine mandates, because it was wrong, in my opinion. And I don't feel we should force anybody to do anything. So I lost millions of dollars because I felt it was the right thing. And I want my kids to follow in those footsteps as well. Don't comply if you feel something's wrong.
Yeah, and I love the example from that also. So let me tell that story or give some background on that, and you can fill in the blanks. Mark has an outright bar, as he alluded to earlier, and how I found him is Jesse Kelly had retweeted, I think, a tweet that you had done talking about you were negotiating with Kroger's about setting up to sell your bar in their establishments when they came out, and I think they're limiting the insurance of the people who are unvaxxed, right? They're penalizing for and they're giving different benefits based on whether or not you're vaxxed or unvaxxed. I think I have that right.
You do.
And that was where you tweeted and said, I'm just going to kill the deal with Kroger's because I can't get behind that. Personally, I love that. But that's how you came across my feed and how I reached out to you. I love the example from the kids' perspective, but I also love the stand. And again, I don't think there's enough of that in the world today, but that's the synopsis. Fill in the blanks with what we don't know and where that's taken you as you sit here today.
We've already established I'm kind of an idiot. So I woke up in the morning and I saw the article. I think someone texted it to me, and I'm like, I was literally in the final stretch, and I had an email in mind. I was going to send it to Kroger and say, look, we're done. And until you reverse this policy. And so I waited for my wife to wake up. Now, as you know, as an entrepreneur, I'm up hours before anybody else. So anyway, my wife wakes up. I'm like, Katie, and she's like, I'm brushing my teeth. All right, cool. And so it's like, she comes out and I'm like, here's what happened. I lay it out. And I'm like, here's what I want to do. And normally my wife will be like, you're an idiot. Stop. And I've had that conversation many times. Entrepreneurs are ready, fire, aim. We're just like, let's go. And she was like, this is the right move. It's the right thing to do. Because my wife is very pro freedom as well. And I'm like, you realize what this means. This can mean we lose like $2 to $3 million in sales or even more a year. This is the biggest grocery chain in the country. She's like, yeah, but what do we lose if we don't do it? Like, oh, you're right. I'm like, so I drafted the email and I had my wife proofread it and I sent it. And I didn't do it for, obviously, with Tim Cass and everything. I did get a lot of PR. And is it going to amount to $2 to $4 million? No, it's not. No, but it helps. It helps people support brands that support their freedom. And that's why I'm all for it. I think I've deserved it. But, I emailed Kroger and I said, look, this is what's happening. And I'm not going to put these emails out there, but his email back was like, just let you know, it's just for corporate employees, not for store employees. I said, that's even worse. That means it's not about health. It's about controlling their employees. I said, I'm doing this for you. This is for you because you have no voice. You're living on a maximum $70,000 paycheck. And it's probably hard. You have a family, it's like, you need someone to stick up for you. And by me doing this is sticking up for you. What really upset me, Jerry, is no companies followed. All these companies, there's one in our industry, Alani New, they're all like, freedom. They're not doing anything. No one's making a stand. So I'm out there, holding my balls buck naked, and nobody is doing it with me. And I'm good with that. You know why? Because I can sleep at night. And because I know when history looks back, it doesn't matter. My company's going to do just fine. When history looks back at this, they're going to be like, wow, that guy had balls. That guy stood by principle over profit. And that's exactly what I want to be. My legacy isn't going to be how much money I made or what car I drove. It's going to be what I did, how I treated people, and if I had principle. And these companies who do not, look, man, I haven't talked to one person in real life who believes that we should force people to do this. Haven't.
Right.
Not one. Most people agree with me. Except these corporations are so in bed. Like, think about Kroger. They're giving the vaccines. Kroger's making money off of Pfizer. It's all a dirty profit over health thing. And if you're vaccinated, why do you give a shit if I am? That doesn't make any sense. And now you need 4 to 6 shots a year. That's not how vaccines work. Look, dude, I'd be the first one to get it if it was like, okay, dude, athletes aren't having issues. And not only that, my doctor told me not to get it. Like, I'm like, guys, I just want the choice. I love it. I think it's awesome. I think Warp Speed was awesome. What a friggin' marvel of technology that we did this, right? But now you're forcing me to take something that I'm not comfortable with that my doctor told me not to take so I can go sit at a restaurant in New York. You go fuck yourself. I'll cook my own food.
Right.
That's just me.
No, and I don't disagree at all. I would tell you, spend some amount of time in the Northwest. Spend a little bit of, well, you're from California originally. I mean, I'm from Portland. I have to go back every 1 week a month. And if you want to find people who will wear the masks and will get the shots and will do whatever they're told, and not only do it, but also with allegiance follow what the mayor or the governor or the person that they follow in charge says, they will run and do it, and they'll do it without question. The ideology there, it's cultish. It's almost like a religion, right? Like a Jim Jones religion that they've been sucked into, because it makes otherwise reasonable minds lose it. And
tribalism, dude, it's tribalism.
Yeah.
That's all. Tim Pool, we had a lot of off the cuff conversations. He has probably the best take on everything I've ever heard. He's a smart friggin' guy. He has a good take on it. They're a cult. It is the pure definition of a cult. Facts don't matter. Science doesn't matter. And then if you actually bring up science, they call you anti-science. It's a big psyop. Right. And look, I'd be the first one. Look, I'm a bodybuilder. I'm not afraid of needles. I'd be the first one to take the shot if it made sense for me. But the fact that not only my doctor said not to do it, but also the fact that I've had the virus. And I literally just got sore legs. I literally thought I just had because I trained legs Friday. I got it on a Saturday. And then I woke up Sunday. I texted my training partner and I'm like, bro, like, are your legs sore? He's like, yeah, man, it was a great leg day. And I'm like, okay. Went and got an IV drip. And I was like, 5 hours later, I was good. Then antibodies are there. So I'm like, oh, okay, there we go.
I had the flu for about 24 hours and I couldn't smell for 2 months. So I had a fever. I didn't feel good. I slept a bunch. And 2 days later, I felt like nothing ever happened. So I'm with you on that.